So either you have a really high moral ground that you actually don't want to download the cracked version of Photoshop, or maybe you're just scared of getting malware or viruses in your system. No matter what the reason is, you're here, you're watching this video, and you want to know the best alternatives for Photoshop which are free. So we have a list over here. As you can see, we have Photoshop. So let's place it over here as like the criteria, the basic criteria which every single software has to meet or be compared with in order to make it into this list. And then we have the legendary, the nostalgic MS Paint, which will be at the lowest because it doesn't do shit. It's the most useless one. Never use it. So these are our criteria of basic standards. The lowest one is MS Paint and the highest one is Photoshop. So obviously starting off with Krita, I will put it somewhere over here. The only reason I've placed it so high in the list or the tier is because it is the best software out there. No doubt it has a built-in animation tool. If you want to draw or create frame-by-frame animations, it has its own pixel-based brush engine so that you can create your own custom brushes. There is a lot of variety of variables you can change and make your own brushes. I've already covered a video on that. If you want to check that out and want to create your own brushes, you can watch that video. There will be a link somewhere in the description, or there will be a screen card or an annotation somewhere on the screen. You can use that. On top of that, its compatibility is the best in the market, whether it's a non-Wacom tablet, because Wacom can connect to any kind of shit. But even if you try to connect it with a non-Wacom tablet, it will easily get connected. On top of that, no matter what operating software you're using, whether it's Android in a tablet, whether it's Windows, PC, Linux, or a Mac, it works on all of them. It's available over there. So yeah, that's why it's placed somewhere in the great section. But the only reason why it's not at the top most tier or the layer, I don't know what it is because it has a severe lack of photo editing tools. On top of that, there are not a lot of resources on the internet related to how to actually learn it. Or just look at it right now here on YouTube. There are barely like 10 to 12 channels out there which are actually actively covering Krita and Krita related stuff, including me, Tunes by Kai, or just call me insane. There are a few channels out there which are actually covering their tutorials, and most of the content you see is kind of repetitive. So yeah, the resources online are kind of limited related to Krita. That is the reason why I've placed it a little bit lower than Photoshop, although it has all of these amazing features in it. So the next one is obviously Inkscape. It's not the best one out there in terms of digital artists or the people who want to create illustrations or character designs and stuff, but it is decent for creating logos or maybe mockups for your user interface if you're making an application. But yeah, it's not good for creating your day-to-day digital illustrations and stuff. So I will place it somewhere in between over here, maybe at the decent. It's a decent software. On top of that, it doesn't come up with a lot of like lack of resources out there. Internet has a lot of tutorials related to your Inkscape, so if you want to use it, it's a decent software, not the best one out there, but the very fact that it's free and you can play around with layers and stuff, it's a pretty decent software, but it is nowhere near to Krita or any other competitors. So naturally the next one will be Autodesk Sketchbook, and I will place it somewhere over here in the OK tier, and there is a very good reason behind that. We will explain that later on this video, but right now let me just focus on why is it the best free alternative out there. So first of all, it has the most easy to learn and the most easy to understand user interface out there. Even a baby can operate it. It's pretty easy. You don't actually have to learn anything about the way where the actual options are. Whenever somebody asks me what sort of software they should use if they are a beginner, this one is the best because, again, as I said, it has the best user interface out there. However, the only reason I've placed Autodesk beneath Krita instead of along with it is because this software won't get any updates by Autodesk. This software is basically shut it down. It was shut down somewhere around in June or July, maybe at the end of June, because of lack of usage, maybe, I don't know. But basically this software won't get any updates. You won't be able to find it in any of the official app stores. Maybe you will, but obviously it won't get any updates. Then we have Medibang. It should be somewhere over here or maybe here. It's pretty decent. You can create digital art using it. It has a lot of brush options. You can create your own brushes, your own materials. It is much more artistic driven rather than photo editing. If an application is more photo editing driven, I just usually don't like it, because it focuses more on filters and stuff rather than actual brushes which you're going to actually use to make your digital artwork. So that's why I love Medibang. However, the reason why it is not as good as Krita is because it's not fully free, not fully open source. You actually have to log in for certain stuff. You actually have to pay a certain amount for certain features, which completely doesn't make it a free software. On top of that, it doesn't have an animation tool. So yeah, Medibang is not as good as Krita when you compare it. And then at last we have GIMP. GIMP is a pretty decent tool for photo editing. However, when we talk about digital art, it's not that great because it doesn't have like really awesome custom brushes or animation tools in it. However, if you're looking more forward to making photo editing or photo manipulation as your career, or even if you want to do it as a hobby, you should rather use GIMP than Krita or Medibang. You just simply use this one. However, if you are a digital artist, I'll still recommend to use Krita. It's still a better and a more superior software out there in comparison to GIMP. GIMP will provide you a certain features which Krita doesn't have when we talk about filters and again photo manipulation, changing the transformation of your layers and all the kind of stuff. But still, the user interface GIMP provides you is more childish, less professional, and kind of inconsistent. I really don't like it when I'm working on it. It kind of looks a little amateurish in comparison to Krita or Medibang. Or even when we talk about Autodesk Maya has a better user interface than GIMP. That is something they should really work on. However, there is one positive thing when you're using GIMP is that you will be exposed to more free online stuff or free online resources and tutorials, whether it's on any forums, whether it's on YouTube. You will be finding a lot of videos out there. There are a lot of channels tackling all the issues related to GIMP in comparison to Medibang or even Krita. If you're using GIMP, there will be a lot of opportunities for you to learn or teach other people and add a lot of value to the community. Then again, it is not the best for illustrators or character designers. If you still are interested in character designing, go for either Krita or your Medibang. Yeah, this is it for today's video, and these are few of the alternatives for Photoshop, the free ones. There are a lot of more out there, but we won't be discussing them in this video because that would make this video a really long one and you people might actually get bored. And on top of that, I want more and more parts of this series, so I will be covering them in the second part. So yeah, stick around for that, and I'll see you guys next time. Until then, peace.